Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 apartment renovation. So in today's apartment we're actually building in the 17 Culpepper house apartment in the Spice District of San Myshuno, and we're actually going to be building a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment for, maybe like 3 to 4 Sims, so like 2 adult Sims and then 2 teenagers. So yeah, in my head, I didn't have really 2 teenagers in mind. I had more like a teenager and a child, but kind of like, maybe like a pre-teen age. So in my head, they're kind of close in age. But yeah, so like a teenager, a child, and then 2 grandparents, actually. So that's actually who I built this apartment for. And yeah, like I said, we're building in the Spice District. We're building in one of the Culpepper house apartments. And yeah, so all of the build information, like the exact price and all of my gallery ID and all of the hashtags and stuff like that, if you want to download it, is in the description. It's completely custom content free. But yeah, so as you guys probably could tell from the title of this video, we're actually going to be building a 1950s inspired apartment. And I do say inspired because obviously this isn't supposed to be a like super accurate kind of like representation of 1950s architecture or like style, because obviously I know that there obviously was a bunch of different architecture styles and trends and stuff like that during the 1950s. But basically I kind of like, when I was doing this build, like this apartment, I started with the kitchen and I pulled out those kind of, I don't know if that's like teal or cerulean, I think it's teal, but those teal blue counters from the Dream Home Decorator pack, and I pulled them out and I looked at them. And I already had the wallpaper and flooring picked out at this point, and I kind of just looked at them in combination with this Parenthood tiling wallpaper, and for some reason it made me think of mid-century design. So basically what I did is I went to Google, I typed in 1950s interiors and looked at a couple of pictures, and I actually saw this picture, and I'll pop it up on the screen. But basically I saw this picture of, it's kind of like a collage of pictures, but there's one picture in the top left hand corner that is actually a kitchen, and it, for some reason, it actually has these like teal blue counters, like a real life kitchen. And it has these teal blue counters, it has a linoleum floor, but obviously the linoleum is a little bit different. But yeah, so I saw these counters and I knew I wanted to go in this style of, I kind of wanted to go for this style. So I saw that kitchen and it kind of inspired this kitchen. So obviously we have the counters, we have a kind of similar looking fridge, even though the fridge that I'm using isn't white like it is in the picture. It's more of this like, I don't know, like not orange, but also not yellow, kind of like, I don't know, it's not really cream either or beige. It's this kind of like weird off yellow white kind of fridge. But anyway, we're using that fridge, and then we're using these bright, it's kind of like salmon, almost like salmon pinkish reddish chairs that are actually in the base game. They were actually added, I think, with the update that came out right before high school years, and they added these like almost art deco kind of style chairs into the base game. And this swatch, I think this swatch is supposed to be red, but for some reason, I don't know if it's my reshade or what it was, but to me it kind of looked a little bit more salmon-ish, like salmony colored, although obviously it is a little bit more vibrant than salmon usually would be, like a little bit more saturated. But either way, it's kind of like a really nice between pink and red color, so I really like that. I liked it in combination with the teal counters, and it really reminded me of that picture, so I kind of just went with it. And then I looked up a bunch of other inspiration pictures as well for like 1950s interiors, and I'll put a few more of them up on the screen that I was looking at. But basically I only looked at these for kind of like color schemes and color, ideas of what I could use for color schemes. So the whole apartment is very bright, very colorful, definitely a lot of color combinations and stuff like that that I would not normally do. I mean, a kitchen like this with kind of this off yellow, kind of beige-ish, you know, like appliances with the kind of mismatching counters and upper head cabinets, and you know, obviously the blue counters and the red salmony colored chairs and stuff like that. That is so far out of my comfort zone, it's not even funny. But I had so much fun with this and just trying to do stuff that was out of my comfort zone. So the same thing goes for the living room that we're actually working on right now. And it might actually seem like this living room is coming together really, really quickly. But that's only because for some weird reason, when I was recording this, I actually forgot to record it. So I did it once off camera, and it took me about like 25 minutes just to decide on a sofa. So I was going through like 3 or 4 different sofas. I was using the in-game like style filters to sort by like Cosmo Lux and mid-century styles. I was trying out a bunch of different sofas, a bunch of different colors. And that was because obviously the inspiration pictures that I was looking at had sofas and living rooms with a lot of different colors. So it had one with that's actually kind of the one that I was going off of for this. I'll put it up on the screen. But it had these it had these like orangey salmony walls, and then it had a blue sofa and green like chairs, like armchairs. So I was playing around with a bunch of different chair combinations and sofas and trying to find colors that I, you know, thought kind of suited or like fit with that color scheme, but wasn't too bright and too overwhelming. So yeah, it took me forever. But obviously, because I'm an idiot sometimes, I totally forgot to hit record whilst I was figuring all of that out. And I only realized that when I had almost completely finished with the living room, and I was going to pause the recording to take a break and then come back to it, and then I realized, oh shoot, I actually wasn't even recording. So basically I had to delete everything and then kind of do it from scratch again and then actually record it. So that's why it might seem like the living room is coming together really quickly. It's because it actually is, and it was just my second time doing it. So yeah, there's that. But now we've actually moved on to the bathroom, and the bathroom is actually the whole reason why I did this apartment in the first place. And the reason I did it is to use the new clutter items from the bathroom clutter kit that we got last week. So last Thursday, we got the bathroom clutter kit and the Simtimates collection kit. So basically that was a creator sim kit. Obviously, bathroom clutter is built by, and I do want to mention a huge thank you to the EA Creator Network for giving me codes for both of these kits. So I didn't have to buy them myself. I did get codes from the Creator Network. But yeah, so I just wanted to say a big thank you to them for that. But yeah, so that's the reason why I wanted to do this apartment in the first place, is because I wanted to use all of the new bathroom clutter, and I didn't really want to do just a like bathroom room build. I wanted to use it in an actual like full build. So yeah, the clutter kit is actually also kind of what inspired this apartment. I knew I wanted a colorful apartment from the get-go, because a lot of these items are actually really colorful. They have some really nice swatches. They have a couple of, you know, plainer, more like neutral and subdued swatches, but they also have a bunch of kind of like kid-friendly swatches. So like, you know, toothpaste and toothbrushes and little soap bottles and like, you know, towels and stuff with little like cartoon designs on them of like superheroes and, you know, stuff like that, stuff that you would see in real life. So kids might have like a Marvel, you know, towel or something like that if they're younger, or, you know, Barbie or whatever. So yeah, they have a bunch of swatches like that, which is actually really cute. I do like that. But yeah, so they have all of those swatches. They have a couple of more neutral swatches as well. And yeah, I really liked using it. I'm probably going to be using this kit along with the everyday clutter kit in probably every single build that I do from now on. Now, there are a couple of items from, the bathroom kit that I don't really like all that much, and not because they're like bad items, but they, in my opinion, they were kind of like a missed opportunity, if that makes sense. So, stuff like the toothpaste, not the toothpaste, but the toothbrushes. We have one of them that we have a little item that's a glass with a toothbrush and a tube of toothpaste in it, but there's only one toothbrush in it. So I would have loved to have had like a freestanding toothbrush that was just like on a counter. In the bathroom, I actually put down a debug one, but I would have loved to have had one in the kit, or maybe a couple of different glasses with different toothpaste and different toothbrushes in it. Just for that little bit more of like versatility, because what are the chances of us ever getting another toothbrush holder in any other pack after this one? So we only have the base game one and then this one. We also got a little like electric toothbrush stand and toothbrush in the kit, which is really cool. I do like that. But, there are a couple of things that I think that they could have done better. A lot of the like textures on the items are really, 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 really bad. And I say that not because I don't really care about it all that much. To be fair, I'm not going to be zooming in on every little texture when I'm building. So I don't really mind that, you can't see the individual letters on stuff like the toothpaste, because I'm never going to be looking at it. But stuff like that little drawer thing that I put up on the counter in the bathroom that has the hairbrush on top of it, and then it kind of looks like it has a bunch of like hair ties and clips and stuff next to it. I actually covered the stuff that's actually on that little like, I don't know if it's like a container or like drawer thing, but I actually covered it with something else that I put on top, because the texture of the stuff that's on top of it that you actually see when you build and not just when you zoom in really closely, those textures are so bad, it's kind of hard to even see what they're supposed to be. So, I mean, I don't want them to be like super I don't want all of like the hair ties on top of that little like drawer thing to be super detailed and like minuscule and like perfectly detailed. I don't really care about that, because like I said, I'm not going to be zooming in too closely. But I don't want it to like be very obvious even from a distance that those things aren't actually even things. They're literally just drawn onto the top of that little drawer thing. They're not even like freestanding like individual kind of objects. Like the hairbrush, for example, it stands up above the little chest thing, so it looks like an actual freestanding object, even though the texture on that thing also kind of sucks. But at least it kind of looks like a real object. Whereas the hair ties, you can clearly see that they're just painted on. It's just like, it kind of looks like stickers, like someone stuck a bunch of stickers on the drawers, and they're not actual things. So yeah, like I said, stuff like that kind of irks me, because if you compare it to the clutter kit that we got not even all that long ago by now, those items were all so detailed and the textures on them were perfect and amazing. Like the everyday clutter kit that we got, which was also a clutter kit. I mean, none of those objects are functional either. So, having those non-functional objects be so high quality, and then having the bathroom clutter ones not be that high quality, is kind of really irksome. Especially because not all of the bathroom clutter items, like all of the textures and stuff, not all of them are bad. Like the towels and stuff looks really great. There's this little folded like mound of towels with little soap on it that also looks really great. But then some of the items are just so bad, like the textures on them. It's one of those like inconsistency things that kind of irks me. But yeah, so that's just something that I thought I would mention, because I didn't do a like overview for any of these two kits or anything like that, so I thought I would talk about it in this video. But yeah, so I really do like those items. I will be using them a bunch, and like I said, they did kind of inspire this whole apartment as well. But yeah, I don't know how I ranted that long about those items. I do apologize, but I've talked through this whole apartment and I'm so sorry. But you guys can see what I've done. And yeah, basically I just really went with this very kind of 50s kind of inspired color scheme, more so than actual like 50s furniture. But I did lean heavily on a lot of the mid-century furniture that we have in the game, that we got from, you know, the base game, that we got from Get Famous as well, and Bowling Night, and even a couple of things from Dream Home Decorator, High School Years. Basically, I used a bunch of different packs and just tried to kind of, I don't know, like take inspiration from a bunch of like 50s inspired color schemes, more so than the actual style. Because it is kind of difficult to replicate like real styles in The Sims, because we don't always have enough items in a particular style to make a whole build around that style, if it makes sense. But yeah, so that's just something that I wanted to mention. And like I said, this is supposed to be for a couple of grandparents and their two like granddaughters or grandchildren, doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I figured one of the grandkids would be a teenager and they would actually have the bottom bunk, so that's kind of like how I decorated it. And then the child, or the little bit like older, like preteen-ish child, would have the top bunk. And yeah, that's actually something that I don't really do all that often. I don't really do a lot of like grandparents and grandkid builds, but I wanted to do it for this one because I wanted to use those like dentures in a glass that came from the kit, so I wanted to do like a grandparents build. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, all of the download stuff is in the description if you want to download it. If you liked this build, give it a like, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. Now, I am recording this on Monday afternoon, and I don't know if we're going to be getting an announcement or a teaser or anything like that tomorrow, or, you know, yesterday by the time you guys are seeing this on Wednesday. But if we did, then let me know down in the comments if, you know, we got an announcement and you're excited about it or anything like that. And if we didn't, then I guess we'll all just have to wait and see for when we hear something more from the Sims team. But yeah, I hope you're all having a great day and a great week, and I'll talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone!